Angus Taylor is the Shadow Treasurer. He's the man who will be trying to fix this mess should there be a change of government in just a couple of weeks' time. And I had the chance to talk to him from Perth a little bit earlier. We began by talking about how Labor says they feel your pain, but they're also the cause of your pain.
That's right, Paul. Even worse than that, they pat themselves on the back and they tell themselves that it's all getting better, and it's not. We've seen the biggest collapse in our living standards in history, bigger than any peer country around the world. Young Australians are losing hope of owning a home, losing hope of starting a business. And of course, as you rightly said, we've got budget deficits as far as the eye can see. We're heading towards $1.2 trillion of debt, $125,000 of debt and interest payments by the end of the next term of Labor. And they will not restore our standard of living back to where it was when we were last in power until 2030 or beyond. That's on the Reserve Bank's own numbers. So this is disastrous, and disastrous. It's why we have to beat inflation by cutting waste and slashing red tape. It's why we've got to boost growth by backing small business and getting investment going again, and fix energy and housing, Paul. And these are essential imperatives. And just over the weekend, we announced an important step towards fixing housing, on top of getting more supply into the market by busting infrastructure bottlenecks. We'll also make it easier for young homeowners to get into home ownership for the first time. This is restoring the Australian dream. We must do that because it's so central to what it is to be Australian, and that'll allow them to deduct the interest payments on their mortgage up to $12,000. We'd expect a young first homeowner to gain in terms of being able to buy a home. And this is new homes only, so it'll get more supply into the market. And this is incredibly important. We need new supply. We also need affordability.
Let's talk about this compared to what Labor's offered. Now, they're trying to go, and this is many of their economic policies and certainly the way that they're running their election, which is if they can put a nice title on something, forget the detail, forget the asterisks, forget the footnotes, forget the delays. As long as there's a little sticker that they can put on something, then they can shove it into an ad. Give us an idea. I mean, clearly you're focusing on helping people when it comes to the repayments. They're focusing when it comes to the deposit. Your answer to the deposit is access to super. And, of course, when it comes to that time in their life to sell the house, well, you'd most likely have plenty more money than you took out of your super however many years earlier. But let's talk about the detail of Labor's. What's the fine print that's missing in their deposit-based attempts to win this issue?
Well, it's not going to be enough. At the end of the day, young homeowners are not going to be able to get into the market through just paying less on the deposit. They've also got to be able to service the loan, and there's got to be new houses coming onto the market to make that possible. And that's why we've put aside the $5 billion housing infrastructure fund, Paul, and it's also why we're making interest payments tax deductible for first home owners for new houses. But the other point I'd make about Labor's policy is this. They're spending now $42 billion. And that program, which has been in place, their programs have been in place since soon after coming into government, has not delivered a single house yet. The Treasurer last night, when I was debating him, confirmed that we have not got a single family living in one of these houses. Their policies have absolutely failed. And right at the heart of the policies is that government will own part of the house, that there'll be an owner of the house. I mean, this is a ridiculous idea. It's not working. It's not delivering more houses. And at the end of the day, we see the Australian dream evaporating in front of our eyes.
Now, if Labor ends up in a scenario where it is returned in minority or frankly even in majority government, the Greens are necessary either to get them over the line downstairs or to get anything passed upstairs. There's claims in the press today that you've got some modelling, $60 billion worth of extra taxes get dropped on us if the Greens end up as the puppet masters, which they already are.
Actually, it's closer to $200 billion, and Nick McKim confirmed that. This morning, again, I was with him, debating him, and he confirmed it's $200 billion. Now, let's go through what it is. Capital gains tax on the family home, getting rid of negative gearing, going after family businesses with extra taxes, and going after your superannuation. They're going to reduce the threshold on the tax that Labor already wants to bring in to tax unrealised capital gains and to increase the taxes on superannuation. But the Greens want to go further. And in total, we calculate that to be about $215 billion of taxes. Nick McKim I think is not disputing that. This is a huge attack on Australians' hard-earned wealth, their homes, their investments, their superannuation. This is what Labor's coming after, and if they get into coalition with the Greens, because they'll have no choice. This is what the Greens are going to be asking for, Paul. And the most dangerous thing we could have is a Green-Labor coalition. I think it's a very real prospect if we're not able to win with a majority, and we should all be deeply concerned about that prospect.